Hello, welcome to a review, a shocked wave review, and here is Magic Square's Devastator, or at least in his G2 colors. So, this guy is very, very big. Let me bring Optimus for some scale. Magic Square Optimus, not any other iteration. I have him up on this little stand for the thumbnail. Let me get him up. Optimus is as big as one of his legs. So, here's a sense of scale. And the process into making Devastator was painful. It was very painful. This is a good figure. It's just that the instructions are so bad and so horrible that I had to go to multiple videos searching up just how to construct them. And it took me like 2 hours going back and forth and then having to do things in between to just assemble this guy. So, get Optimus out of there. He is very articulate. That's one thing I like a lot. He's very articulated. So there's this elbow, 90 degrees. But it gets further enhanced with a second one that I believe should be able to go kind of 180. But due to the treads here, it does not allow it. Now, he comes with a multitude of accessories. Let me put him off to the side there. First off, his blaster. His drills. Now, this is all for Devastator mode. Secondary crotch plate. Let me bring down. And some kneecaps. And 2 thighs. I don't know if you can clearly see that or not. Let me put that there. So, he comes with those accessories just for the Devastator mode. And he comes with some guns. Not for the Devastator mode, but... Oh, wait. Here's a separate face piece. This is the neutral one that comes in prepackaged onto the main part for Devastator's head. So here are all of the weapons. This is I don't know whose. I don't know if you can clearly see it. Just a little showcase of all the guns. Now, the 6th gun is inside of Devastator's foot, which stores pretty easily, and it's right there. I don't know if you can tell, but it stores in pretty neatly, and I just separated Devastator's foot. Let me worry about that later. Here. Now, this one I know is Mixmaster's gun. And this is just all of the stuff And then for specific bots themselves, this is for Scrapper. This part also for Scrapper. I do believe that these are supposed to make him look more Devastation accurate, the video game for Transformers. And this is for Mixmaster in robot mode, so that the drum could look smaller. So this is just a collection of items that he comes with, other than the basic parts. So let's move that all to the side. So another look into the articulation of Devastator. If I could pin his leg together. Good, good. I had to separate it for the gun to get out. This is an overall great figure, and as well as the figures themselves. My only gripe is with the instructions, or the lack thereof. That makes sense. Also, to get Devastator's hands out when you're getting it out of the package, get this inner joint to bend out, and then open the flap. And release his hand. Here's a good look at the hand to put it back in. The thumb is pressed inwards behind these fingers. And that's how you take it out. This guy was $200. Now, the price, it's depending on what you want from your figure. If you're going to display it, then go ahead, buy a $200 figure to display on yourself. It'll look cool. It'll look good for you. Yeah, you do you. But in case you want to play with this guy, like I was, just be careful when handling him, because things could untab, he could break. He feels solid, but I just fear, because he's a $200 figure, that he's just gonna break. But these past few days, he's been pretty sturdy. He has a good range of head movement. Could turn all the way around. And his head kind of goes up a little bit, but that's just so that he can look down more or look up. His range of head movement is pretty good. It's not the best, like Optimus Prime. Who has full head up movement and can go down. But it's pretty good. So, when looking at his legs, this likes to move a lot whenever I'm fiddling or playing with it. So you have to always keep it pressed up, push up, and then move, so that this inner moving leg piece just doesn't come out. On my copy, it's very flimsy. The leg ratchets work beautifully, but it's just that one piece of engineering other than the ratchet. I wish that was ratcheted too. Hip movements. Pretty good spread if you move this down. Pretty good hip. Let me get that up there. Hip movement. You can do a full split if you want him to. I messed up his legs right now, so I can't demonstrate the full split without just having him all janked up, but each and every single individual finger is articulated on his hands, which is pretty good. He has wrist movement, which I find really neat. I've personally never had a Transformer that has individual digits other than Fortress Maximus, or technically Scorponok too, but he can pull off a load of movements. You know, he's a Star Trek fan. Right, let's see if it's inside. Let me raise this up so you can actually see him. He's a Trekkie. Okay. So, oh, yeah, that's another problem. I really do hate Scavenger's Connection bucket piece, because it likes to fall out a lot. Look. It's just a little nub that goes into here. You just gotta, okay. Gotta hold it from the back. And push up. And mine is very loose for some reason. And at this point, I'll just give you a spin around of Devastator. He looks very nice from all angles. Although I really do want to turn his head around. Bottom side view. Top side. From a side profile, he looks really good. Both sides. Nothing looks too janky. It's just from the back of the legs that look really wonky to me. Don't like the fact that Mixmaster's face is just sticking out. So, and for some reason, he's really imbalanced. Like, he's leaning to the left. So I have to pop up this joint in Mixmaster, which I fear over time will become loosened. That's just another gripe that I have with him. But he can also extend this, which is also added articulation. And he has 2 joints for the legs. So that means he can do a full ee! And he can kick up that far. Let me move this hip flap. That far. Devastator became a yoga instructor. So, as you saw, the secondary one is not very... The secondary one, or joint, is not very good. This one is bad. This one is good. It's tight. It's doing what it's meant to do. But yeah, Devastator became a yoga instructor and has finally found inner peace within his art. That's the range of... Oh, God. That's the range of movement that we're talking about with Devastator. Or at least Magic Square's iteration. Now, let's talk about the spare parts. As you could tell, Devastator's crotch can come off with just a light tug. Easily goes back in, although easily comes back out. So, to replace that, here's a secondary one compared to the first. I like the cartoon accurate one, but And this one's also really good. It's got some red painted detailing. And the other side, it's just basic hip skirt. Nothing too off about it. It's just extra molding detail and paint job. Let's put that on Devastator. Actually, I should leave it on first and give him the drill hand. So, to put his hand back in case you really need this, put it there. And then curve the fingers until they all look like this. Just curl them all. Curl. I don't know if light will let you see that, but then fold it back in the way you took it back out. Oh yeah, you have to pull this secondary part out to actually let it come out and lock into place. Close it back up, pull this part back in, and it'll lock into place. You can take it out. It's not like the hand will fall out or anything. It's secure in there. And there's just a single little nub and a port. Stick it in there. Boom. Drill hand. Drill hand. And Devastator is ready to go. So, for these thigh pieces, this one, I believe, is right thigh. One with the divot. This one is a left thigh. And these are just for his kneecaps, which I think is also reason for the ability for his just knees to move up and down, as you can see here, which reveals these little ports. Way hidden, way hidden. So, it's just, there's a little piece right here. You just take off, slide it up. And this part, oh, just slides down. I'll have to go searching for that later. But just take this off. Just slides on and off, on and off. Let's get the secondary hip thigh piece. I don't know why I was going to say hip, but is it on the wrong way? No. Okay. And pop in the knee, just like so. Boom. Okay, now he's imbalanced. Pop up this up on its slider. Oh, thank God. And take this one. There's a little, I guess, type of shelf thing that's going to plug into this. You just want to feel your way around that and make sure it gets in. And then get the other one. Where is it? Okay, there it is. There we go. Now time to add the crotch plate. And there is your G2 Devastator looking even more G2-y. With the new added thigh piece and a crotch plate. Now you can stand up straight. Okay. And for his gun, you want to open up his hands, put out the thumb, just like I have it. And there's going to be a little peg on the gun right here. I don't know if you can see it, but my nail is running into it. And there's 2 ports on Devastator's hand. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little port right there. The top one, there's 2 of them. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. You're going to want to plug it into the one on the top. And just rest it like that. And turn your finger around. And just collapse your fingers until you have your pointer finger, which you can do whatever you want with. You can pretend like he's firing the gun, or just there, less resting. But I just like to keep it in that position. So we have a fully combative Devastator with the drill hand, ready to destroy some Autobots. And he looks a little sad with that expression. Let's make him a little less sad by taking off his face. So, taking off the face, just 2 little nubs here. Let me erase that a little bit. It's 2 little nubs that press into this part of the face. You just gotta slide your nail under there and pull off. But if yours is really tight on, I would suggest trying to slide under the chin, so where if you accidentally scrape some paint, it's less visible. And once you get some, like, sort of cover, slide your nail up and then just start pulling. Boom, it'll come off. But mine, I didn't put it too tight on. But when it came in the package with this face, it was too tight. So when I eventually changed the faces, I just left it on with a little bit of clearance for him to just be able to take it off. And there we go. Devastator face. And guess what defeats the Devastator? Nothing. Nothing defeats the Devastator. Absolutely nothing. Devastator is actually my favorite G1 character. Well, other than Shockwave, of course. But the G2 colors, I really loved it. And G2 within itself was just reruns, but the toys, the new colors, just amazing. Soon I'll do a separate video of each individual Constructicon, and that will take a lot out of me to basically do, because the transformations are just no. Magic Square has really good figures, but with the fact that they transform into robot mode, vehicle mode, and then the arm parts, and then having very bad instructions. And I know Hasbro doesn't have very good instructions either. But it's just, I wish they would have good instructions so I wouldn't have to go to multiple videos, just separate videos going forward for 6 Constructicons to just build this guy. So maybe later on, I will finally take the decision to destroy and devastate the Devastator and bring him in to his components. But overall, this has been a great review, and Devastator is an awesome figure. The articulation is nice, and he has an ab crunch. This guy has an ab crunch. A better ab crunch than any, like, official Hasbro thing I've ever seen. Look at that. It's so good. Devastator can just be looking down at any Autobot, being like, no. And he can also bend backwards. In case you want Devastator looking up. As well as, oh wait, give me a second. Sorry about that. I just jumped out in the middle of a review. This guy. Now, I love the size comparison between these two. Devastator is a little bit shorter. But I remember seeing part of this episode where I think it's Hound that projects this image. And Devastator gets all scared and he runs away. It's really funny that they package this with him. Absolutely love it. I'm not too sure if this is just with this iteration of the figure or with all versions of this Devastator. But he looks astounding. Look. And then the other side, it's just the same image, reversed. Here's Optimus Prime for some scale. And there we go. This has been a Shockwave review. And good day.